Blessings crew, welcome to this week's offering where Monty's making his usual little cameo appearance and then going to bed. Yep. This is being recorded in the crazy week before Christmas. So if you're experiencing the chaos, this is a chance to just gather yourself for a moment. Take that kind of moment to just look after your body, yourself, what you need. We're going to start with just a little bit of breathing, a little bit of grounding. Those of you that did last week's offering, there was a bigger breath work at the end. A little bit of comment about that, which was good. Just that kind of idea that breath work has to be hard or full on or intense, as opposed to gentle. Nourishing, nurturing, the yin versus the yang, right? So just kind of come into that for yourself. We're going gentle again this morning in terms of that. Whenever you're practicing, just bring that energy with you into there. But let's soften our gaze or close our eyes. And as we kind of do that, gently move your body in a way that feels nice. Make sure you're sitting comfortably. So you might be legs crossed, you might be legs out in front. And once you've kind of found that shape, just notice the line from the crown of your head down to your base. And think about plugging yourself in, so down into the whenua, into the land, into Mother Earth. And then plugging yourself up into that more cosmic energy. We are sitting on a celestial being in a bigger celestial universe. Whether you have a name for that, whether it's a vague kind of idea of cosmic soup, or it's a bit more specific. Sometimes we lose that, right? Or we intellectualize it. We make it all about the mind, thinking about it. We want to feel it. Where I'm sitting, I can hear the birds, all the sparrows that have made their nest in the gutter in the house next door, and they're raising their babies. And that makes me feel connected. That life is going on around us, no matter what the kind of mental chaos might be. It all keeps on going beautifully, tragically, all of the things. So let yourself just be in the sounds around you for a moment. What do they tell you about where you are? How do they connect you to where you are? And as you do that, see if you can hear your breath. And then again, we're going to gently move our bodies. So we're going to open your eyes if you've had them closed, and we're going to circle just really gently, whatever shape you're making, around your pelvis and your hips. We're going slow. We're feeling that movement. How does your spine feel? What's going on in there? How do your shoulders feel? Can you relax them, or do they want to work? Oh, I had to relax my arms for this one. I'm doing something with them as well. Let's change direction. How does the hips feel and the legs feel? Is your neck crunchy? Does it feel alright? Coming into those sensations within the body, bringing our awareness into the sensations in our body. And if you have a tendency to have the volume control up quite high in terms of your body awareness, you might like to soften it and just feel the breath. Or if you are quite often somewhere else, busy, come into it, those sensations, hips, back, shoulders, and pause, stop, breathe. We're going to take our arms, we're going to inhale them up, and then we're going to feel the touch of our fingers. And we're just going to bring them just apart and bring them together again. Just feel that touch. Then we're going to bring them around behind us and do the same thing if we can. If we can reach those fingertips to each other. We're going to feel that rotation in the shoulders and the arms as we bring them back up. And then coming down and around and touching fingers. And coming up. And we're going to come down through that center line to the heart space. Let our shoulders drop. And breathe into that space for a moment. And breathe into the heart space if it's all up the top at the moment. Bring it into the heart. If it feels like the heart's heavy or it's busy or it's, you know, we're coping with the fact it's going to be Christmas. Festive seasonitis. Let's be gentle. Feel the feels. Take a breath into there. And we're going to expand. We're going to bring our wings out nice and wide. Stretch them out like we're trying to reach a wall just past our fingertips. And then we're going to bring them around. We're going to give ourselves a hug. We're going to open back out, change the arms around. The one that was underneath comes the one on top. And hug. Let's do that a few times. Maybe inhale as we come out. Exhale as we bring that hug in. Inhale. And exhale. Let's get that movement going. And we next going to come out. Let's bring those arms down around behind us, fingers pointing away. Rest into those wrists a little bit. Get that little wrist stretch going on. We'll try that. And then we might notice that we've collapsed. If you have, lift the chest. And then we're going to lift the chest, but we're going to take our chin down towards the base of our throat. Open those shoulders back. So squeeze the shoulder blades back towards each other. And take a big breath there. Release, come back around. Depending on what shape you're making with your legs at the moment, we're going to take them out nice and wide. They might already be there, in which case you've been sitting like that, give them a shake, you know, a good little shake. Okay, I'm going to point our toes up towards the roof. My feet may have just disappeared off camera. We're going to roll our shoulders down and breathe. Don't forget that bit. Bring it into the breath. Same idea with the circles, but we're going to add the arms in. So we're going to reach our arms out in front, link our fingers, and just push with those shoulders forward this time. So we've just squeezed the shoulder blades together. Now we're going to open them up, reach them around in front of us. We're going to lean back. Just enough to feel that belly kick in. Again, toes up towards the roof, so feel that. Then we're going to reach forward. Exhale. Might not go very far at first. Inhale, come up. Exhale, go back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let yourself come forward. So it's warming up those muscles so we don't have to turn it into a workout. Take your gym brain out of gear if you are one of our gym crew. And you might notice that we're rolling back over sit bones. So the pelvis goes in one direction. And then when we come forward, we're changing direction. So we're getting a little stretch into our pelvic floor. And one more. When we come forward, bring the hands down just to wherever they reach at that comfortable kind of yin level of stretch. Roll the shoulders down. Bring the chest slightly forward, active feet, and breathe there. Once again, bring that focus into the breath. Let the exhale just naturally lead into the inhale. Once we've been there for a couple of breaths, you might find that you want to go further forward or you want to ease back. It's looking after your body. We're not trying to tear ourselves limb from limb. Wander the hands in. Bring the soles of the feet towards each other. Into Baddha Konasana. So nice. In here, we're going to go up and down through our legs just slowly. And then coming forward. So rolling shoulders down. Coming forward through the body. Breathing into that space and spaciousness. We have the delicious sound of rain here today. We were already in water restrictions here in Napier, partly because the pump's a bit on the dodgy side, but also partly because we haven't had much rain. So the garden is singing out there. It's lovely. We're wandering in from there, and we're taking the legs back out. Okay, so breathing those feet back outwards. Again, just give the legs a little shake, toes a little stretch. So, you know, turn the feet in and roll them back out a few times, just kind of moving. Many moons ago, yoga was a very static practice or a very movement-based practice, and there was not a lot in between, or not a lot that mixed it up. We had Iyengar and we had Pattabhi Jois, and that was kind of the two branches of yoga that had come from Krishnamacharya, who is pretty much the lineage of modern yoga, goes to him. And one of the things that we found, we're going to stretch our toes, is that if we go back to his teachings, he was a blend of both. You moved and then you held. You moved and then you held. Iyengar went holds, Joyce went moves, and slowly we brought them back together. And so as we move and as we stretch, sometimes people are like, but we're not doing our pose, especially if you've come from Iyengar. Yes, we are, because yoga was all about the breaking down of the movements and the poses, the kind of creating the movement in the body, the space in the body for the movements. And so Pavamuktasana, which I'm very, very fond of, as some of you know, had lots of circling and lots of kind of movement, 3 different sequences. So this one comes from within there, and we're breaking it down this morning. Today we're doing different versions of it. We're going to reach our hands forward again, roll the shoulders down, and we're just rotating the body one way, inhaling back to center, rotating the other. Keeping those feet nice and steady, inhaling back, exhaling. And just keep that movement nice and slow. If you lose the breath, team, if the breath is, you know, sometimes when we're feeling a bit anxious, our breath's like, you know, just breathe, natural, easy breath, and just keep the movement nice and slow. And just feel that rotation around the belly and the spine. Quite a strong move once we get used to it. Then we're going to bring it back to center. Stretching your nose is optional. Roll the shoulders down. Give the legs a little jiggle. Lift up along the spine. So if we started to kind of curl, lift up along the spine. Reach the arms around behind you, link the fingers. Roll the shoulder blades down, tuck the chin down towards the base of the throat. And take a couple of nice deep breaths up onto the collarbones. Releasing the arms, let the arms come down. Take a breath. Give everything a little shake. Let's put those things together. Fingers reach around. So we're reaching forward with the arms. We're going to lean back. We're going to come around. So we're going over that leg, out in front, over that other leg, and back around. So it's a big cauldron that we're stirring. And we're going really slow. So we're really feeling the movement. Now, if you don't have much movement forward, to me that doesn't matter, okay? It's all about where your body is, how it's feeling, what's going on for it today. I think sometimes we get so caught up in, it should look like this, I should have my tummy on the floor. Oh, really? Can we just move? Can we just keep some movement in our body? Can we feel good? Oh my goodness. When we come around, what's the next one? We're going to change, we're going to go around the other way. One more. Bring it back to center, let those arms go down if they're feeling a bit hot. After that, shake. Roll the shoulders down, we're coming forward. And again, we might kind of just get our hands down and be like, that's enough. If you're belly on the floor, reach those arms forward, get that lovely extension along the spine. If you're somewhere in between, stop thinking of it as I've got to get to. Just kind of feel what feels good in my body today. What's going to feel nourishing to my body today? What shape, what intensity? And breathe into that. We're wandering our hands up and in. Skipping up slow. Bring those feet back into our Baddha Konasana. And holding it onto the feet, lifting up along the spine. Again, just coming to wherever feels good in terms of coming forward, including sitting straight up. And just breathe into the air. And then lifting it up, and we're going to come round onto all fours. And we're going to just cat cow pose a few times. So inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, take it the other way. Slow, controlled. We've sat for this first part of class. Now we want to warm it all back up. We're going to go plank,
down dog or into frog pose if that feels, pose of the child, if that feels more like you this morning. So plank, hold, breathe, press back through those heels and then up through the hips. Let the heels just kind of work their way down gently once we're up. So it's feeling quite tight, let's bend one knee, then bend the other. Walking out those muscles, stretching them out. Then we're going to walk our feet up towards our hands, and then our hands in towards our feet. Feet just a bit wider than hip distance. Go into a forward fold, let the head drop, let the face relax, soften behind your knees.
Forearms onto thighs, tailbone goes back, head comes up. Take a breath there. And then come up slowly to standing from there. So up to the front of the mat. Ish. Notice the stars. One moment, crew. Oh yeah, okay. So, to our crew that are our kind of 20-minute-ish crew, this is a good place to take yourself either down into a Shavasana or off the front of your mat and into the rest of your day. Those of you staying on, just kind of having a moment. We might just get a little bit of a disturbance in a minute, but that's going to be fine, team. It's just, you know, it's how it all happens, hey? So, we're going to bring our arms up, slowly reach it up. And just notice. So, let's give everything a wriggle again, right? And bring the arms back down. And it's kind of amazing, crew, that when we do that, sometimes we're like, la 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 la. You know, actually we haven't felt that movement. So, what we're going to do is we're going to inhale, we're going to bring our arms up. We're going to reach up. I'm really feeling that movement. Just really connect in with that movement. And then reaching over towards the left. Really feel that movement and then give it a little reach, a little bit extra reach. You can breathe. Inhale, lift up, exhale, take it over to the other side. And lift it back to center. Bring the hands down through that center line and then down to the halfway mark. So what we want to do is soften our knees a little bit so that we can lift and roll around the hips until our spine is parallel with the floor. Breathe. Then let the hands come down, let the head come down. We're going to find our way back, stepping our left foot back into a high lunge and lifting up slowly on the ball of that back foot at the moment. Bring our hips so that they're square with the front of the mat. Sink down. Nice deep breath. Inhale, bring the arms up. Breathe into that spaciousness
in the body that you're creating. Inhale, lift, bring the hips up. Not looking that knee, right? So just come slowly down along that front leg. Coming forward. And plank. We're going to mount or chaturanga your way down onto your tummy. Flatten the feet, big toes together. So the tail of our cobra, and then lifting gently into cobra. Again, just really rolling shoulders down. So crew, we really don't want to kind of clunk into that lower back. It's that mid and upper back that's doing the work here. Chin tucks in, elbows come out, we're rolling back. And as we do, we tuck those toes under. We pause, bring the heart towards the floor. And then up into down dog. Nice deep breath there, so really let yourself sink into it. If you need to bring the knees down and take a break, team, do. So left foot that's stepping forward, so we can step from here, or we can bring that right knee down and do that. But arriving into a high lunge and bringing the upper body up. Checking that you've changed sides, team, because you know, anything like me, sometimes you can't remember till you're there which side you did. Hips towards the front of the mat, sinking down. So let yourself really get your stance, your balance first, then these arms come up and we're reaching and breathing. Inhale, start to lift. Exhale, walk down that leg. Into the breath we go. Coming forward, stepping back, up through the hips, so into a down dog. Then come forward, bring the knees down and out to the edges of the mat. Big toes together. Pull back slowly. The arms reach forward, so create that traction along the spine. Then we're wandering in and we're coming back down to seated. And taking our legs straight out in front this time. Just giving the legs a little shake. We're going to bring our left foot in. Give it a hug. Roll the shoulders down. Kind of find that breath. And then take that right hand or that right elbow around. Come into that first twist, just going slow. So we're turning, we're looking over the shoulder. Nice deep, deep breath. Big sigh from Monty. Hi, puppy. Bring it back to center. Change sides. So just go slow. We're going to bring that knee in first. I'm giving it a hug. And then left hand or left elbow to that right knee. Round we go into the breath. Looking as far over that shoulder as we can. Bringing it back to center. Both legs out in front. Inhale, lift. Exhale, just come slowly forward and down to wherever you reach. You're not trying to grab your toes, so sometimes we go like this. If you can reach your feet, always the outside edge of the feet. Otherwise, we're pulling on these toes and overcooking these beautiful and very pliant feet. Okay, and we want to look after our insteps. Okay, so the bands within our feet. So if you can, outside edge or just wherever we reach. Roll the shoulders down, and we want the spine long. So we don't want to be hunched over grabbing our toes. We want to be chest forward. I'm like a broken records age 18, but sometimes we don't realise we're doing it. I'm like, oh yeah, I do slump when I do this one. Coming up slow. Left foot this time crossing over that right knee. Right leg can stay out in front, or right foot by left hip. If you get here and you're really kind of out of balance, take that right leg back out in front. Left hand or left elbow. No, right hand or right elbow. We'll try that to that left knee. Left hand comes around behind us, looking over that shoulder. Nice deep breath. When we come back to center, team, stay with the pretzel. So top leg, we get this is that left leg. We're going to bring that left foot over towards that right hip. So cow face pose, Gomukhasana. So these knees stacked up. If you've got your right leg out in front, you can still do a variation on it. We can hold onto our feet, or we can lean forward if we're kind of feeling like going a little bit deeper. Just breathe. Quite an intense hip stretch. Not one to do cold, team. And lifting up, unravel. Give those legs a little shake. Right leg, so right foot crosses over that left. Left leg either stays there or left foot by right hip. So check your balance, team. Sometimes too, we've got one side that we can, and we might have a bit of an interesting knee on the other side or an interesting hip. So really look after your body. Left hand or left elbow to that knee. Right hand goes around behind us, looking over that shoulder. Nice deep breath. Bring that back to center, and it's right foot arrives somewhere around by our left hip.
roll the shoulders down. Remember that we're just doing what our body feels like it's capable of. Any strain, crew, or any like sharp pain, too far. Or if you can't breathe, you know, it's the breath will catch. It's like, oh, okay, too far. Come back into that softness. Slow and steady, especially with yoga. And that's actually the aim of it, is slow, steady. That's where our meditation practice kicks in, right? We've got to be slow and steady first. Coming up, stretching those legs out in front. Actual rain, it's very exciting out there. Stretch those toes. I'm going to inhale, lift up, and then exhale, come forward. Hands again, wherever they reach, roll those shoulders down. Be nice to your hamstrings if you're one of the hamstring crew. Nice by still stretching them, but just be gentle. There, walk the hands in and feet into diamond, teams. So out a little bit wider than we would in Baddha Konasana. Take hold of them, roll shoulders down, and then just bring yourself forward, bring the head towards the toes, again just to wherever we can, long spine. And then lifting up. Monty is going quite deep. It's just quite handy when we've got busy things happening out there. So team, we're going to sit like this. So bring yourself around to seated. Then if I have to leap up and open the door, I can. So we're going to just sit, or if we need those kind of blankets or bolsters under between our calf muscles and our thigh, we can do that. Roll the shoulder blades down. It's busy. It's busy. It's that time of year, isn't it, team? I've got cramp in my foot now. If you get cramp in your foot, oh, dear me. So we're going to roll our shoulders down. It's all on. It's all on. And we're going to notice. Okay, so we've done quite a bit of shoulder loosening, quite a bit of hips and legs. Bit of twisting into the spine. We're going to notice our neck. And so we're going to look over our left shoulder as far as we can. Because when we're doing those twists, we've hopefully freed up some energy. Bring it back around. Look over the other shoulder. I blame backing cameras, team. We don't turn our heads as much when we're driving car. Bring it back to centre. Now we're going to look up. So we're going to just lift the chin. Not flip top head, just enough to feel a stretch. Open the eyes nice and wide. Big deep breath. And bring that chin right down to the base of the throat. Drop those shoulders. Head back to neutral. Arms are going to go out in front. We're going to turn our palms towards each other. And as they come up, we're going to lift. Okay, up. We're going to take our toes under behind us. We're going to take our left hand back to the back of the thigh first. And reach that right arm up. Take that hip slightly forward. Take the gaze up to the thumbs. Again, we're doing that. Lift to the chin. Breathe. Change sides slowly. Lift into those ribs. Left hand this time either back to the back of the thigh or to that heel, right arm lifts. Changing sides, reaching it up. Coming down, bring the butt back towards the heels, find your way into frog pose. Letting that spine stretch on out. Again, with those ones, we don't want that compression, right? We're always kind of working that upper back, that lower back quite neutral. That's our support network. Wandering hands in and crew. We're going to take a moment. You can lie down in traditional Shavasana, or you can sit around into seated, whatever feels good for your body. If you might be tagging the meditation on at this point, now might be a good time to go and swap over to SoundCloud, or to sit for a while with us and then do that, so that we're sitting, we're integrating. Or we're lying down and integrating. So if you're lying down, find that shape from traditional Shavasana to something that feels good for your body. If you're sitting, crew, then just, noticing, making sure it's very relaxing. We're stopping, we're resting, we're coming to rest. Especially those that are going on to meditate or want to kind of deepen their meditation practice. Rest, rest, rest. That's how we get there. We learn how to slow down. So we're going to soften our gaze or close our eyes. Come into the breath. Come into some softness. Let the tension that doesn't need to be in your body melt away. So be conscious of it. If we're sitting, we want a long and strong and soft all at once along that spine. So find what that sensation feels like. If you're lying down, let go into the floor. You don't have to work at this. Let your body let go. Find your breath. Find the ease in the breath. The softness, the natural depth of the breath. And then we're taking just that moment to draw a little deeper inwards. So let your mind come inwards, your focus come inwards. And we're feeling just that sense of recharge that comes from rest. We have to be able to rest first. We can't recharge our batteries without coming to rest. So soften into that. And as you think about recharging, think about what you might do today to recharge your batteries. Is it the chapter of a good book? Is it a podcast? Is it some time in your garden? Is it cooking yourself something yummy to eat? Is it ringing a friend to catch up, to talk? Someone who's going to lift you up What is it that's going to help recharge you today? Kind of find it as you're resting. Gently commit yourself to it. And then take a couple of deep breaths that bring you back into the space or ready you for meditation, whichever is your next thing. If you're lying down, slowly find your way up to seated. Stretch the body on the way. If you're already sitting, move, wriggle, open your eyes, take in what's around you, find a beautiful colour. And then we're going to inhale, reach up into that beautiful energy that you've created. Bring some down to the beautiful whenua that you're on the land. Share it. Bring it up. Gather some into your heart for the day ahead, the week ahead. Many blessings. Thank you all for sharing, being here, however, whenever you find this. Take care of yourselves.